Skirt, skirt. Glam gang.
Hey fam, welcome to today's video. First things first, we need to slick down our brows, and I will be taking this Elmer's Disappearing Purple glue stick with a spoolie brush, and for the very first layer, I'm going to make sure I coat every single brow hair with that glue stick, and then I'm going to go in with that spoolie brush and slick my brow hairs upwards for the first layer. For the second and third layers in between the drying coats, I'm just going to push the glue stick in an upward motion in the direction in which I brushed my brow hairs up to make sure every hair is laying flat to my skin. Alright, now we're going to take this Laura Mercier Medium Deep Translucent Setting Powder with their Velour Puff, and we're going to press this into our brows to make sure the glue stick is set. And then I felt like I needed a better powder. Even though I don't really like this powder, it does work for covering your brows. I'm taking this L'Oreal Infallible setting powder and pressing that into my brows as well. And then I'm just going to dust off the powder from around my brows. I'm not going to dust over top of my brows, just the powder around. And now we're going to apply an FX transfer. So I need my skin to be clean in the area in which I want to apply it. So I'm going to take this makeup wipe by the Cream Shop, and then I'm going to apply the FX transfer, which you can get at the Halloween store. So I found this one. She looks very creepy, very bloody, very gory. I'm going to take it off of the paper it was on. You have to be careful with these because one, they're super sticky and you can easily mess it up. So the edges kind of got messed up, but I just went with it. So you want to stick it onto your skin. You cannot remove this afterwards. Like, it's really stuck to your skin. So you have to be careful because you can damage your skin if you take this off wrong. So it's super sticky, like it's like super glue sticky, so you have to be careful when removing this. So just be aware of that. So because it was like it was very thin but also very sticky, the edges just did their own thing, so I just kind of went with it. So you want to apply this before you apply your makeup. And now we're moving on to the face makeup. I'm going to take this Dermablend Insta Grip Jelly Primer. I need my skin to be really sticky, and I know this process was going to take me a while. It took me 5 hours, girl. So I need a very good sticky primer because I have oily skin, so I need the makeup to look good for the amount of time that I have it on for. For foundation, I'm going to take this Too Faced Jackie Aina foundation, the Born This Way foundation. I'm in the shade Butterscotch. This is the most full coverage foundation that I have in my possession. It is a medium coverage foundation. However, it's the fullest medium coverage foundation that I have in my possession. And I'm just going to place that onto my skin with a beauty blender. I am placing the foundation over top of the edges of that FX transfer. And honestly, it blended right into my skin. For my brows, you want to be very careful. So just pounce the foundation over top of your brows because you don't want to disturb all that hard work you did, putting the glue stick through them and brushing them up and making them very flat against your skin. I'm only going to put 1 layer of foundation on my actual skin, but I'm going to apply 3 layers of foundation over top of my brows so I can ensure I cover them very well. All right, next we're going to create the illusion of a very pinched and dramatic nose. I kind of did a few things out of order. This was actually my very first time attempting drag makeup girl, so let me know how I did. I should have done the concealer first, but we were doing the nose contouring first. So I'm taking a very flat definer brush and I'm creating a very dramatized, dramatic pinching of the nose. This won't be fully blended out. Drag makeup is very dramatic and intense, so that's what I'm going for. I'm going for a very pinched look, and I'm just really working to make those lines on my nose as straight and crisp as possible. Next, I'm going to apply some concealer. This is my Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. I should have did this step first, but you know, we're going with it. It ended up looking good at the end. So I'm just going to draw a line of concealer down the center bridge of my nose, maintaining that very pinched appearance that I'm going for. And I'm just going to take the very tip of the Beauty Blender to blend that in, because I don't want to disturb the lines I created with the contouring shade. Now we're going to conceal our under eyes, and I'm taking that concealer really up close to those contour lines that I created on my nose. So I'm making a very dramatic pinched nose and bringing that concealer right up to the very edge of the lines that I created. And now I'm just going in with my same Beauty Blender and blending in that concealer to fade into my foundation seamlessly and making sure I don't disturb the nose. I'm going to go in with a more detailed brush later to blend the contour shade and the concealer shade together. Alright, so I'm taking this Luxie Beauty 231 brush. By the way, everything I'm using will be down below, don't you fret. And I'm just blending the contour shade and the concealer shade together. Next, for brows, this is a hack. I'm using a brow stamp. I got this off of Amazon. Listen, doing brows are way too stressful, okay? So I needed a hack and easy way. So I'm taking this brow stamp and I'm stamping it right above my actual brow. So basically on my forehead. This just made the process so much easier. And then I'm going in with an angled brush just to fill in the brow where the stamp didn't hit too well. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it up like I would a normal brow. Since this was my first time doing drag, I wanted this process to be a little bit easier on me, so I think the brow stamp, it works so well, you guys. I was impressed. And after I line up the brow in the way in which I'm satisfied with it, I'm just going to blend the concealer down all the way to my lid, because we're just creating the illusion of larger lids and a higher brow bone. And I'm just taking a Q-tip to sort of diffuse the front part of the brow. And to line up the tops of the brows, I'm just taking my foundation. I didn't want to take concealer because I don't want to have a halo brow thing, okay? I'm notorious for that. So we're just using our foundation and then blending that concealer all the way down to our lids. Alright, brow is done. Second brow is done. We made them as even as possible. I think it came out really good, thank the Lord. Now we're going to set the places in which we concealed. I'm going to take this Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Setting Powder and set my under eyes, and I totally forgot. I catch it later, but I totally forgot to apply concealer to the center of my forehead and my chin. I was like, girl. And then here is me like, oh my gosh, Ahliyah, you totally forgot to apply concealer there. So I stop, I apply concealer to the center of my forehead and my chin, blend that in. It's a good thing I did not set my entire face yet. And then we will go and finish off the setting of the face. Alright, moving on, I'm going to take this Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade Medium Deep, and I'm taking this Morphe Tapered Powder Brush. It comes in a set. I will list the set down below, and I'm just going to go ahead and set the entire face. I didn't use a Laura Mercier powder because it does leave a tint, and my foundation was already a tad too dark, so I just went with a lighter, more translucent powder. Alright, we did an eye off camera. Now we're going to go into the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Armed and Gorgeous palette. I'm going to take this very icy white shade, and that is going to be our brow bone highlight. I think the eye look is a little on the easier side because my base and brows took a long time. I wanted to just do an easier eyeshadow look. So I could have put in more effort for the eyeshadow look, but I think it still looks very dramatic and drag, and I was satisfied with it. Alright, now we're going to go into the Bling Boss palette. I'm going to go ahead and take this Dusty Rose shade, if that's what you want to call it, and that is going to act as our transition shade. So I'm just going to place that right on top of my real brow, my covered brow, with this Morphe Fluffy Blending Brush. Alright, next we're going to go into this wine shade, this burgundy red wine shade. I'm going to blend it into the nose contour because I just love that look when the shadow just blends right into the nose contour. And we're just going to create a dramatized winged eyeshadow look. And this is a Morphe pencil brush. I believe it's the R41. And I'm just slowly building up the intensity of this shade. And this is going to act as our dramatized crease. Next, I go into these two light shimmery shades, and I'm going to place that onto the lid. I'm using a Morphe M167 brush for this. I'm going to do this before I go and wing out the shadow on the actual lid because I wanted to place the glitter down first before I did the wing. Don't ask me why. I did it on the other eye, so I just felt like I needed to do it on this eye too. And I'm just going back and forth between several precise brushes because I wanted to crisp up that dramatized crease wing that I made without using concealer. I wanted to skip that entire step and just do it with shimmer shades and brushes. So now I'm taking this angled brush and we're going to slowly build up that same burgundy red wine shade as a winged liner look and connect it to that crease wing that we did. This took a while because the shadow wasn't fluid like actual liner, so I did have to slowly build it up because shadow sort of skips if you were to use it as you would liner. So you have to fill in those skipping gaps. So this did take a while, but all I'm doing is creating a winged liner look in a way, and then just connecting it to that top wing in the crease. So this eyeshadow look is pretty dramatized, but it's on the easy side of dramatized because I didn't use that many shades. It's just more dramatic looking. And I'm going in with that same pencil brush and I'm filling in the outer wing where the connecting wings are, and then I'm sort of curving that shadow. And if you see me keep looking down, I was watching something on Netflix, girl. I had to keep myself entertained, okay? I definitely feel like I should have brought the crease up a little bit higher so it can be complementary to the brows. But again, girl, this was my first time doing drag, okay? And now I'm just going to go back in with those shimmer shades that we used on the lid, and I'm just going to fill in the rest of that open space. Alright, moving on to the face. I'm going to take this contour by MAC. This is a blush, actually. It's in the shade Blunt, and I'm just going to really carve out my cheekbones, my forehead, and my jawline. This is going to be on the dramatic side, okay? So it won't be all the way blended. I want to make sure I have a harsh contour that's semi-blended, so that's the look that we're going for. And I'm using this one in particular because I've always had this MAC blush in my possession, but it was always too harsh. It always came off too harsh. So I felt like it was a perfect time to take her out again. Alright, contour is complete. Moving on to blush, I'm taking this Jouer Cosmetics blush duo. This one is in the shade Seduce Me, and I'm using a Morphe E4 brush, and I'm packing it on, but I'm only applying it to this cheek right here. And I'm also going to go ahead and apply it to my chin for no reason. I don't even have a reason. I just wanted to apply it there. And now I'm going to take that same brow bone highlight shade from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Armed and Gorgeous palette, and I'm going to use it to highlight the tip of my nose as well as the upper bridge of my nose. But we will not be applying any other highlight on the face because I was kind of into that matte cheekbone look. Yes. Next, we're going to go ahead and line our lips. I'm going to overline my lips, and I'm going to be using 2 lip pencils. So the first one is the Gerard Cosmetics Melrose Place lip pencil. This one is like a mauve-y pink shade. And after I line my lips, I'm also going to fill it in with that same color. I then go in with this Morphe color pencil. This one is in the shade Toasty, and I use it just to create some contrast on the lip line because I felt like this pink shade was disappearing into my skin and I wanted a little bit more contrast. Alright, I really love the overline lip look on myself. It actually looks really good. Moving on to lashes, we're going to pop on these signature 301 drag lashes, and I'm going to be adhering it with this Salon Pro 30-second dark lash adhesive, and I'm just going to pop that onto my lash line. I thought these lashes were going to look super dramatic, but they actually look super pretty. I was like, okay, I kind of like these. Next, this is where I went wrong, y'all. So I'm taking these Salon Pro 30-second lashes for the lower lashes. I just put them on a little wonky, but you know, I couldn't go back because this lash adhesive was dark. So, you know, if I peeled it off, it would have shown on my makeup. So, you know, this is where I took an L, okay? But you know, I was like, okay, now I know how to do bottom lashes, like, but I did apply them a little funky. It kind of makes the look incomplete. So that's where the blood comes in. So I got this, of course, from the Halloween store. I was so excited because this was like the funnest part of the look of the tutorial, and I was almost done. I was sitting down, girl, for 5 hours. So I'm just really having fun with this blood. I apply it all on the FX transfer, the little fake wound, and then I apply it on this little, I don't know what you would call this, but I got it from the Halloween store as well. And I just create some streaks of blood on that side of my cheek. And I also create some blood tears. I was just really having fun with this. I was almost done filming, and it was just kind of like a relief for me. So I put it as teardrops because, you know, the lash line looked a little incomplete. I apply it on my lip, and then I pop on a wig and apply it on the wig. The wig is coming. Yes, there she is. She looks a mess. But you know, because it looked a mess, it just went with the look. So this completes my bloody drag Halloween makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And if you are new here and you made it to the end of this video, I would love to see you in the next one. Subscribe to my channel, tap that bell to be notified of my future uploads, and check out my latest upload, girl. I love you guys so much. And until next time, always remember to serve, honey. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.